Gone to Witts. Witts is playing fairly deep to try and take Chapman back.
Witts did well. Beams on the overlap. Goes with the right boot and puts it through. Clever by Witts. Finished by Beams.
Good kick to Young. Normally a brilliant kick. Goes inside the forward 50. Swan was the flyer at the back. Ball. When he tried to send it to Beams, Jackson got involved. Thomas. Beams hard at him. No free kick. Swan off the step. Good kick. He's done it. From 48 metres Swanee.
Ball, which was the right thing, but just needed to be clean.
Back in the middle. Witts at the second attempt. He's been handy so far. Kicks inside the forward 50. Bounces over the head of Cloak. White got boot to ball. A lot of tools down there. Grundy, Pendlebury, goal.
It's getting goal side here.
Maxwell's been able to generate the spare for Collingwood down his end. That always is a good setup for Collingwood if that's in play.
Morris's handball. Hooley did well there. Gordon's kick. Conquer front spot. Side bottom on the up. Well done. And there is Maxwell creating some space. Good handball out wide. White is a good athlete. Gets to 50. This will be a terrific goal. It is. That's big. Well, he mentioned Maxwell. And then the subs at fifth game. I like Josh Thomas. I think he's a really good player. Good to see him back in the Collingwood team. He'll have a big career, I reckon.
Makes good decisions, doesn't he? Looks poised with the ball.
So Hampson just worked to the front. Swan kicked it out of the air. Going for the same ball was Gordon and Thomas. And then side bottom. And that's going to roll through. Well, there is that goal. Well, it's a Collingwood.
Himself in danger, but played it pretty well. Gave it back to Grimes. Kicks to midfield. Up comes Maxwell. Stifles the bounce. For Solo. Normally a reliable kick forward this time, as distinct from bringing it out of defence, but he looks a little shaky at this stage.
Swan, Beams and side bottom. He's a goal kicker, Beams. He averages just over a goal a game, which is pretty good going for a genuine midfielder who gets around about the 28 disposals so often. He struck that well and got it home. He's kicked two and Collingwood are away.
In the contest, hasn't it?
He's been terrific. And he's had such a big mistake by Grimes and Goldsack, and White's going to kick his second. Oh boy. You want to bury yourself quickly out there if you're a defender with number 2 on your back.
Up and about. Their side up by 30.
And pressing to make it a bit more. And Pendlebury, does he get the goal? Yep, he does. Well, champs make a difference, don't they?
And when it's going bad, it's
part of a couple of Magpies. White eventually missed the mark. Morris gives a hand pass across to a teammate who was put down. That was Arnott. Swan picks it up. Goldsack works a 1-2 with Swan and Beams. Beams told to settle by Elliott. And this, in the context of the match, is a pretty big kick. He's booted 2.
That's what I'm talking.
I just get the feeling right now the Tigers could do with a player like their coach. Just find a few. Tenderise them. Just to do that with aplomb. There goes the kick from Beams. And that's pretty good too. He puts it through. He's got 3 goals. And that could be the backbreaker. Now they've got a lot of their goals tonight. Rebounding. He'll swing around on his left boot. Well, he doesn't swing. He just goes back. Eases it back to Blair. And Blair is marked inside the 50, and he's got a good lick for a little fella. Yeah. Everyone's committed in that situation to going forward. So Blair, right on the numbers. Little skip. Kick is on the way. Good looking kick too. Jared Blair puts it through. That was clever. And
so the Tigers, 1 goal in each of the first 4 quarters. Can they get something rolling here? Swan, ball. I'm with you, Dennis. Ball's been good. Kicks the ball inside the forward 50. Floston switches the handle, but not a good one, and not a free kick. Well, surely no. And Pendlebury kicks his third. There you are. 3 to the captain, and he should get the 3 votes.
Strength did well. Thomas, Grigg, Gordon, confronted by Maxwell. Gordon stood up in the tackle, but he's going to be penalised. Advantage is paid. Blair, Swan. There it stopped momentarily. Beams, Swan, inside the 50, lines up, and kicks a goal. His second, and that is icing.
Nice to hear that he said he was a confidence player, Tom.
He opened himself up a bit, didn't he, personally?
It wasn't a great move, but look, I think you have to give all credit to Asprey. I mean, he has been very good in the one-on-ones tonight.
A solo, just inside the centre square, kicks to space. That's a lovely kick. Don't think of those sides in the mid-table as any doubt Collingwood have got the best youngsters. This is one of them. Thomas is another. Kennedy I like. Mentioned Grundy before. That's a beautiful kick. Elliott, a weapon on the forward line.
Lee, before the game you spoke about Jamie Elliott.
He has, and it's one of those games, and Lee just summed it up before, when you're not having a great day, but if you can finish with 3 goals, you sort of walk away and say, okay, you made a contribution, and you start again next week.
Thomas to Ball. And then Ball off a step, gets it to full forward. Well done by Elliott. Gee, that was well played. He made contact.
It's like Stephen Milne. He thinks he's a full forward, Jamie Elliott. How he did that then, though, that was just classic. He held back, protected the space, and just knew when to release into it.
And it's a good kick, so he's kicked 2 goals like Jack in the last quarter. It's the sort of guy that, you know, if you're 3 points behind, you could play.
All of those sorts of things are intangible skills and shouldn't be underestimated.
Brilliant by Thomas in the middle. Terrific mark by Elliott. Decides to take on Morris. Ambitious. Morris makes him earn it. Kick inside the forward 50. And Ball, who dug it out of the middle just moments ago, gets on the end of it. Second half for Pendlebury, just the 7 possessions, but he's frustrated tonight, Cochin, but a wonderful player. Surprisingly 5th in last season's best and fairest. Kick is on its way and it's good. Ball gets the goal. He's had a wonderful night.
For points, then you might be in trouble of losing at work.
Thomas again, good to Wits, and there he is, Wayne, as Morris picks himself up. And White has been a target.
All like that, I mean, he's as valuable as anyone, and he showed that tonight in slippery conditions. Been another Collingwood player for a tall player that's been clean.
And finishes with 3, so that's a good result. He's had a really good night.